found a new place of work. It's located in Artesia, New Mexico, on Main Street. It's called Grammy's Closet, not like the moth-filled Grammy's Closet. This place is a treasure chest of old memories, once-loved clothes, and outdated artifacts of many generations, kind of like an Indian burial ground where things can be reborn. Grammy's Closet is a thrift store. People come and bring us their trash. I love trash and filth. I believe that every piece of clothing, jewelry, or pottery has a story behind it. It lived and thrived just as we did. That piece of fabric was born, has traveled, and will die someday. But not these clothes here today. These clothes are reincarnated, rehung, retagged, and restored. New again. New and young all over again. So their stature changes from that lump on the floor to hanging in true form, rejoined by people finally interacting with them again, out from the pit of the darkest closet and dirt-covered basements. This store is where I found two of my new favorite pieces of clothing. A man by the name of Joel handmade me. He was a skilled jeweler, as you can tell by my layers of golden gorgeousness. He worked long, hard hours on me, and I felt myself coming together piece by piece. His hands were soft and gentle. It was his wife's 20th birthday soon, and I was to be her present. I remember the first time she saw me, how her eyes lit up, and her white teeth were big and glamorous. She and I were one and the same. We were inseparable. She wore me to every special occasion. Sometimes I was the only thing she wore at all. She grew old, and I could feel her skin going from young and velvety to old and papery. She never had any kids or anyone she knew that would wear me. I was so special to her, so she thought I should live on a young person. So she took me to a place called Grammy's Closet, and I sat in a case while everyone looked at me, surrounded by other antiques, as they called us, until I was returned to her wrist and reborn. New, she said I was. I was conceived by machines and born into a vicious world of fads and spoiled children. I was, quote, new once. Off the conveyor belt, I was packaged and sent to New Mexico, where an Indian man unpackaged me and put me out on the counter and called me handmade. And there I sat, a lie to the world, and every day the man would try hard to trick the customers, the tourists of the Santa Fe streets. It was summer afternoon, and a 18-year-old boy stared at me. The next thing I knew, I was on his feet, heading out the door. Being walked on was weird. The ground was hot, and his feet smushed me hard against that boiling pavement. He thought I was handmade, real Indian material. Such a sweet kid. He wore me like I was sacred, and loved me, for about half a year. Then I was old and too small, and I sat in his closet, sat in that darkness until the day his mom made him get rid of me. I was thrown this way and that, and finally ended up in a green barrel in the back of a thrift store. I guess I could be mad at what happened to me, but I've danced for rain, I've climbed trees, I've felt snow, and I've seen the moon. I've raced a boy on the playground and won. And just when I thought there was no hope left, a girl called me new.